teams struggling on it. There are no real instances of one win playing Overpass, apart from one with this new roster. I mean, anyway. And that one earlier today, I casted against Sprout. They lost
Lost
1917
1917
with
with
Deco
Deco
dropping
dropping
40.
40.
So if you're dropping 40 and you can't win the game, that's problematic.
Yeah, definitely not a good sign. In fairness, though, as well, we also had Into the Breach, who didn't really look too great on Overpass just yesterday when they played it versus Entropic.
Yeah.
I do want to put a small little asterisk beside that just because their CT side wasn't terrible. They started off down 5-0. They still recovered it up towards 7, I believe it was in the end. It was just the fact that then they didn't get a single T round going afterwards, and it ended 16-7, I believe. So we never really got to see what they're capable of doing on that T side. And, well, we're not going to find out straight away anyway because they're actually starting off on CT. And off the back of having such a good win on Nuke, if they get the pistol here and carry on that momentum, then it's definitely going to be a worrisome game for one win.
Exactly. One win, of course, and Into the Breach, both without a win in this Group A. That's how the new layout works, the new format works, I should say. Whoever loses this one is out. That's the elimination match that we're currently watching. And we're in a third match decider in this very elimination match. Winner plays the loser of the winners match, which I would imagine will be an Amiga, I believe, because Entropic are currently beating them quite convincingly. We might have already beaten them. Adam gets the first tap as they rush toward the A site. And it was a great start for Into the Breach. The pistols are now going to be entering in, and the jumping Foster is easily taken down. He swings for a second to try and take the initiative, but there are so many players here. And in the end, Isk gets a pretty fortunate final headshot, I feel like. I think that his crosshair wasn't exactly on the head. Maybe the aim punch may have helped out with that final kill. But in the end, they had all the players over and a deserved CT pistol.
Yeah, very, very strong on the whole, as you said, especially for Isk, able to get the 2. He's continuing on with some form that we've seen in the previous. It's always good when the uppers getting those pistol one taps because it seems like they're, for some reason, a kind of transferable skill rather. Whenever you have that upper,
Yeah.
they're solid with the USP, they're solid on the deagle as well. It's that first bullet accuracy that carries over. But just to confirm, sorry, during that previous round, I was also looking, and you were right. Entropic have already got that victory. They took a 16-8 on their Overpass matchup against the Amiga. So we do know who's waiting in that decider matchup for the victor here. But the question is, who is going to be moving on right now? A 1-for-1 trade within this round, but obviously weaponry, it does heavily favor Into the Breach. So hopefully they'll be able to clean things up here and not drop too much against this force buy, because it's a really good opportunity right now for them to get something going in the early stages and to solidify their economy.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe at this stage as well, one win might be a little bit tired after, a big, long best of 3 that they played earlier against Sprout, as I mentioned. And Into the Breach, probably maybe a little bit fresher. I mean, only just started their first match today. It's not like they played any before this. So who knows? There are many factors that could go into how one win are feeling. And as I said it on map 1, I said it on map 2, and I'll say it on map 3 to get it out of the way. Since they added Flamey and Foster and removed Polt and Ravenlock, I do really feel like they have yet to really get their first foot down with this roster. But they have a chance to push toward the A site and catch off Into the Breach here. Thankfully for them, there were still 2 toward truck and 1 behind the back of the site. And unfortunately, Foster takes Deco, his star player, down. So that's less money for the next round, even though it was a force buy. So they're going to have to fully save again, of course. Into the Breach win the anti-force buy. And we'll have a great chance at 3-0.
Yeah, there shouldn't really be any sort of resistance, if we're being honest. If somehow they drop this round, then I don't know, that'll be probably cry. But I wouldn't be that invested. But yeah, sometimes when these sort of ecos are lost, it can be kind of hard to watch, I won't lie. We've had plenty of times where you're just like, how have they let this happen? But that's not going to be now. As you can see, Molly's down, aggression in towards short. They just kind of pinched in towards the outside of Monster, and they just decimated everyone. Cypher was taken low towards 6 health, but that was the only damage that they even done. And obviously, without it being a finish, it just doesn't matter anyway. He buys back up into his nades. He's going to actually stick to the MP9 for now, as does Adam. So I'm expecting something maybe a bit crazier in terms of aggression here from Into the Breach in this opening gun round. Those SMGs will probably try something.
Yeah, for sure. Cypher and Adam with those, as you say, for some aggression, perhaps, to make something happen. It can work out quite often with those SMGs, especially the MP9s. Very powerful SMG. And it's quite crazy how good that gun has been made look ever since it became a bit more of the meta, ever since they nerfed the UMP, of course. Some people still like it, but It's much more an MP9 central purchase these days.
And a very slow round. Some teams play Overpass like this. Does seem to be the case for 1win right now. Not even really moving in for any early control around water or such. Instead, happy with the push out on mid that they've got, but we will likely see them kind of pincer back down through connector as well, just to try and at least keep the option of water open, make things a little bit less predictable. Got a good amount of utility as well for whenever they want to move forward with and execute right now. Again, the question is which bomb site, because B would definitely be the correct decision based on what Into the Breach have going right now. They've got this A bomb site heavily stacked, and while it's not going to be where the full commitment comes in, it does give them a good chance to maybe get these 2 players and to at least then give themselves a very good advantage moving back towards a retake on B.
Yeah, they baited that second frag in towards Tadpole there, and he does get it. Clears it up for his team. Great work. MP9 chucking down that incendiary very quickly to make sure he keeps himself alive, and even though Flamey wins that duel toward Dobbo, he takes a dink for his trouble, so that's going to be very difficult to clean up. 4-1 win, and there we go. Tadpole gets his third. Into the Breach. Clean sheet remains intact. 4-0. No bomb plant. 4-1 win. They have relatively okay money, but it would surprise me if they were for fully force in this one. And they won't.
Into the Breach are looking to try and maybe make this a bit of a quicker map number 3. This would be crazy if they manage to take a 16-7 on Nukin and just get a walkover here on Overpass as well. I mean, I don't think really anyone would have predicted that coming in. I'm sure you will have had the supporters, the general fans, of course, who would have been backing them and believing in them. But as us, just as the casters, I suppose, having a look at the game and saying who you think is going to win, we definitely had 1win as the favorites, even with their recent struggles. Just with the level of players that they have, the names, the up-and-coming youngsters, the bit of experience in there now as well with Flamey. But clearly, Into the Breach are here to play today. And the kind of positives they showed us yesterday have just been expanded on today. Nice shot by Travis. That Tech 9, it can be very, very dangerous if the initial shot lands, especially. Adam, though, was ready with the trade in from long. And, well, that Molly combining alongside a few shots being landed at least ensures that Flamey doesn't get onto the bomb site. So it's not too big a deal that he goes down. If they can keep 3 standing, then things are still going to be looking good. And indeed, that's the case. The op even gets recovered. It's going to be 5-0 for Into the Breach. And I'd like to see a pause from 1win, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, they need to have a discussion about what they want to do on this round, to be honest. It's a critical one. They can't let Into the Breach keep building up the CT rounds. And, of course, since Into the Breach won that knife round, of course, they obviously would pick CT. Obviously would pick CT because it's a very CT-favoured map. And at the moment, 1win are, to be honest, they're falling a little bit behind at the moment. Looking great stuff. Looking like great stuff from Into the Breach at the moment. And with everything they want available, of course, and the economy being built up, it's going to be quite difficult for 1win to break it. Equal damage taken, to be almost. Foster down to 20 in that duel versus Isk. Stands him down to 21. Looks like it might be grouping up for a B player. I'm actually going to be going in towards short here pretty quickly. They're going to deal with Tadpole immediately toward Monster, but there are still 3 players here. And Dobbo and Cypher get 2 of them. 3 in total. Wow. 3v2. 1 minute to go. Glowing and Flamey are quite split apart right now.
Yeah, I mean, effective trades is what we're seeing right now from Into the Breach. They're not absolutely dominating in this round, but they just had strong positioning, and
look at the mini-map.
Also the calls have been on point. Yeah, this is going to actually be a little bit of a flank going on from Glowin, as you can see. You had mentioned how they weren't in positions to be able to work off of each other, but that works in favor of 1win instead, because Glowin has confirmed the A-bomb site. And even with that deep molly now, gives them a little bit extra time for the bomb to get in and to start planting it just before the CTs get here. They're not going to have a lot of time to position for that after plant. Indeed, the bomb goes down, looking to try and play in towards the bank, most likely. As both of the CTs are moving in from the spawn. The boost above will indeed find the kill. It's the wall bang onto Glowin. And now Flamey's all alone, but both of the remaining CTs are low on health. He's already got the first kill on towards Isk. It's going to be 1, basically, that he needs on Cypher. It wasn't quite enough, as he had to get the spray down instead. But he finds it. It's a bit shaky. But 1win eventually get around on the board and put a stop to the dream of what could have potentially been a 16-0. It was very early days. Still, the possibilities are now gone. But on the other hand, Into the Breach's possibilities haven't been all shut down. They still have a chance with enough to buy once here to bounce back and put one win back into another awkward buy themselves.
Yeah, tell you what.
The boost.
That was, oh, it works out as well. The big boost in T-spawn, as you say. Deco gets that one. That's the second time he's made that one successful today. Happened at least once, I believe, earlier today in that game against Sprout I mentioned in the Pinnacle Winter Series. Now all the kills are coming through for one win out of nowhere. Into the breach, feel like they need to play aggressively to look for the information in a disadvantageous situation, and even that shot is hit. Disgusting one from Travis. Dobbo really should feel a bit aggrieved by that one. It's not often that shot is hit in that way. And then we get to find out what Isk does. Probably wants to save the AWP. But yeah, I was about to say about how one win, they need to be careful in this round, of course, because they won their main round there with just one player alive. That was Flamey with a really important 1v2. Bit of a whiffy one, as we said, but they all count. And as it is, one win, take advantage of this one immediately and will force Into the breach into trying to keep this up, but they're already looking for it.
I mean, their own economy isn't very good, so it's a bit risky, honestly. Can't really afford to lose more than one gun. Even dropping one at this point isn't ideal, because then you likely need a drop to come in from someone else towards the player who loses it. So ideally keep everyone standing if they can, even with the up being saved over for Isk. Into the breach aren't really going to have the buy on everyone. Might decide to go for it, but just because Cypher can just about pull one out for himself, Isk could drop over a rifle, Dobbo can just about get out an M4 and some body armor, maybe a smoke and a flash behind it as well. So you can see some sort of a buy that can be pulled out at least, and considering the scoreline 5-2, the fact that the economy hasn't started to build up all that much for one win, you could maybe justify the force buy. But it is a bit of a risky one, and it does seem like they want to take that risk.
Yeah, I don't blame them, to be fair. They have plenty enough to surround it. It's one M4 it's okay, as you say. And they're going to call a timeout to decide exactly what they want to do with this. Don't blame them. It's important timing to do that. They'll manage to sort it out now. They actually have a pretty decent buy. They've got the 3 M4s, the MP9s with that AWP, so that's probably the best they could hope for. In fact, they have good utility as well, makes a big difference. So, timeout got done and dusted, and we'll see them go forward now, looking to try and make it 6. One win with 2 in a row, and then Tapol are just going to push straight through short here to try and take it. They've got counter Molotovs in as well to stop that from being a big factor. Of course, short is very important on Overpass, so that's why it's seen fought for, so much.
They haven't actually been putting a lot of action around there in comparison to what we seen yesterday, where Entropic and such were taking it almost every single round. One win have been a bit more focused on control around the bathrooms and playing out these defaults in general. See how that changes up as time goes on, but for now, good damage in the early moments have been done towards Isk and Tadpole, and well over towards Long. Isk gets stuck around, fires off a shot, it doesn't land, and there was a player already waiting up close then as well. They go ahead and swing in, so an early advantage taken for one win in a very important round that, if it goes their way, lets them take it up towards 4, and potentially then if they can get that following gun round, even start getting a lead going on this T side. That's the last smoke there being tossed out by Into the breach.
Yeah, 25 seconds to go. They actually need to get this bomb toward the site pretty quickly, because it's still actually in playground there at that moment. There are a couple of players here for Into the breach. They have actually a pretty decent hold here. I think it's the first toward faster. They're being quite late over this one-on-one win. 20 seconds is enough, but will there be enough when to actually kill the players and get to the site? That's the question. Travis's Molotov takes down Dobbo, though. It spreads. There are still both players here. Did they expect Cypher here too? Oh my goodness. How on earth have one win got away with that round? That's a ridiculous shot from Glowing to seal it up. Wow, okay. That was just pure reactions.
It's always a difficult angle to deal with, because when they're shooting at your teammate, the only real way to help is to step in front of your teammate and potentially get sprayed down alongside him. So it's it can go wrong, but it didn't. They're able to pull it off. As you said, a quick flick up onto the head, a third round for one win. As I said, a fourth off the back of it basically for free now, as there's only 2 deagles being bought up by Into the breach and a flash. So if that can be placed well, then maybe they can get something done. But on paper anyway, we're going to be a little bit closer on that scoreboard before the guns come out again. Timon, Tadpole just looked away from Monster. There's a player creeping out right now, and these two going towards short, and the two on the boost. They're going to get
Oh.
caught off guard. It's Flamey who walks out. He'll be looking to try and build up a few kills, get some confidence going as well, as he hasn't really been having the easiest of few first games within the lineup. Obviously, it takes some time to kind of get comfortable, to find your role within the team, especially when they've just brought in another player. That's Fostar as well, who they'll also be trying to incorporate. So it can take time for things to click.
Yeah, indeed. Foster's not had the best of starts to this map, but it's okay. His teammates are doing pretty well. Travis
Had that
has
good clutch.
7 kills. Yeah, he had a very
That
good
turned the
clutch there.
tide. That's what kicked off this string of rounds that they're on now.
Exactly, yeah, that was critical. Travis has 7 kills and 7 deaths with 77 ADR. Maybe that's his lucky number.
I think it's a lucky number in some cultures in general.
In general, yeah, for sure.
Oh, we're going to have a clash here. Dubbo, is he going forward? He was. He has another teammate up close on the corner. But Cypher gets caught by the flash that comes over from Flamey. And he's the one, unfortunately, who suffers as they were trying to hunt down his teammate on the escape. A 1-for-1 trade, not ideal for the CT side. And that makes it even worse. Apparently, it wasn't a shot through the smoke. It was just around the edge. A man advantage taken by 1 win. And a lot of time for them to do something with it, especially as Glowin walks onto the A bomb site and realizes it's completely open for the taking.
This is the second time he's
get the
done
bomb.
this. But look at this. It's because of the bomb. He's behind enemy lines. How has this happened? Deco needs to swing round. He has now. He has support from a rifler. That is Travis. He's going for the pick, and he's got it. Great stuff from Isk. Found the bomb, doing so much work, and that's a 3rd kill. It cleans up the round in the end as well. Wow. How has he found that one? Where did he come from?
I'm not too sure. Honestly, maybe he had pushed through connector and came around behind that way, or else he had pushed out monster. No, he couldn't have. I doubt he pushed out monster and crossed over without spotting the players in towards the mini monster. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I was a bit too focused up on the other side of the map. Not gonna lie, but either way, he isked the for a biscuit, and it worked out.
I was wondering when a pun like that might come out.
See if we have any more. Still a few rounds left, at least. Well, quite a few.
Plenty of time.
Oh, that's a risky peek. He's going to get swung on. No way. He doesn't expect a player up close already. It's a mad one from Fos there. Full faith that he'd just go ahead and take the bullet away. Had the faith his teammates would get the kills, but apparently he's just going to do it on his own. The gun back in hand. He gets 2, and that's actually going to go ahead and triple his kills.
Yeah, he's had enough, hasn't he? I said he only had 1 kill. He's like, okay, well, you stuck. It's stuck in the corner. So is my speech, apparently. But yeah, it's stuck in the corner. And in those sort of situations, just jumping in as he did, it can often be the way to go. And he's managed it. Even getting the second was particularly remarkable. He was happy to jump in and take a no-scope maybe for his team. But as it is, he gets 2 kills from it. 4v3. Utility will be used from T-steps. That might smoke off banana, if I'm not mistaken. 55 seconds. And he'll be going in toward the B site, and Flamey, oh, we on the recovered orb. That is a ridiculous pick towards Cypher. That might just seal a decision here.
I mean, there's still a good bit of damage done onto Flamey and Fostar, though, so it's doable. The only problem is they're obviously not on the right side of the map. They haven't had a chance to actually pick off the lurker either, so if they had found Flamey maybe early on moving back to connector, could have given them an early warning. It's instead very likely just going to be the save right now. They have an AK on Dubbo that's going to be very valuable, and now they have an Opter on Flamey that should be carried over by Tadpole. Will you get it?
Yeah,
should do. There we go. And honestly, with the economy 1 win have, I don't know if they can afford to send anyone out to try and hunt it down again, because they already have an op on Deco that they need to hang on to.
Yeah, there's no reason to really search for it, to be honest. Just let Tadpole have it, to be honest, and try and move into the next round and try and get a equalising round, of course, as well. It would be 6-6. But keep this game very close indeed. Into the Breach will be happy with their start, but once again, we're sort of eking towards an even half, aren't we, between these two teams? Incredibly impactful round from Foster. Those 2 kills basically seal the deal. And as the bomb explodes, will take us to a 6-5 scoreline. Interesting performances so far, of course, from everyone on the server. To be honest, Isk has been doing fantastic work. And how aggressive he is with the AWP is always remarkable. Like, as you said, that round where Foster jumped at him, like, putting yourself in that position is so difficult. Getting one was good enough, considering that shot was quite hard to hit, but more than that was almost impossible. And he bit the dust for it. Couldn't recover the situation, and that's 6-5. They do have the AWP and an AK, so it's still a round that one needs to be careful about.
Yeah, I am a bit worried though, I've got to say, for Into the Breach, just because they've been pretty CT-sided throughout all 3 of their games on Overpass, as have one win. And at the moment, they're doing pretty good here on the T side, so it's going to have to be Into the Breach also kind of putting in a better T side than they normally do if they want to keep up this this sort of pace. And honestly, at the moment, having lost 5 rounds in a row, they just need to turn it around right now. 4 players stacked on towards B, so they're taking a bit of a risk here. It's understandable with only the 2 saved weapons in play. It does look like one win might just walk into it as well. They don't really need to, though. They have tons of time.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, stack is here. I don't know. I'm a bit scared for one win in this one, to be honest. It's go either way. The utility usage will be good, and already Foster gets the entry toward Adam, but will they be expecting any more? Tapol's up close. Good first headshot. Looks for more. There's one. There's 2.
Damn.
Oh, that's perfect. He's helped out by Cypher and Isk in the meantime as well, and they do walk into the stack, and it does come back to bite them. Can you believe that? What a hold from Into the Breach. The UK boys doing great work, of course. Isk on the AWP. Of course, he's from Ukraine, but it's a UK-based roster, so I can say UK boys. And it will be...
the short prefix for Ukraine is UK, right?
Easy. It was meant to be.
Now, you always need at least one export player who's just absolutely nutty. Absolutely nutty. What the hell? My voice just cracked there. I haven't had it in a while. I think I need a drink. I haven't had tea since the last map. That's the problem. I'm an addict.
Exactly.
Deco, nice shot there on towards Adam's face. He's not going to be feeling too nice about it, of course. But what really felt bad there was his teammates all just immediately having to bail out. They couldn't stick around. They couldn't give him any help. Instead, waited for the advance from one win. And Cypher does a fantastic job getting 2 kills out of that right there. Playing whack-a-mole, but he was the mole popping up and shooting back.
Yeah, that's a great work from Connector, of course. Really, it's unlikely you usually get 2 from that situation. And look at this duel, 2 towards short. There's just no way you expect that in a million years.
Isk got that kill.
Yeah, actually, Isk was to get it. So actually, that might give a lot of information to one win of exactly where these players are coming from. And Flamey is just lurking through Monster at exactly the right time. Well, no, as you say, you just wouldn't expect that short play in a month of Sundays. And I think because of that, changing their setup because of it. You know where Isk was last situated. Bomb can be recovered. They can herd the bomb off toward Flamey at least. He hasn't taken control of the site yet because he wants to at least group up with his teammate first, which is smart. And Isk is actually on the opposite side of the map right now toward Bank, so they're going to be okay with 25 seconds to go. Isk will almost certainly go for this. He's been aggressive in this series, and I'm sure he'll continue to be so, especially with the kit and full utility.
Yeah, I can back the save. Drop over to either Adam or Dobbo.
Yeah, fair enough.
Tadpole can get a rifle over as well. The op would be a very hefty investment if they had to buy back into it also. So, yeah, understandable. It'll be a 6th round for one win, though. So, really, they need to somehow now convert on these final 2 rounds. If they want to come out with a half, they can be somewhat happy with even. Because, honestly, it was looking like they should have got a lot more. They had a fantastic start to the CT side. And as I mentioned, I think they have only won like 37% of their overall overpass rounds on the T side. I think for one win, it's a similar enough stat, like 38% or so. But they're on the T side right now, and they're making it work at the moment. So they're just setting themselves up for their stronger CT side, which is still yet to come. And I mean, we're going off experience here as well, because we didn't see Into the Breach get a single T round yesterday versus Entropic after having 7 CT rounds. And honestly, they done it in slightly more impressive fashion because they went down 5-0 and then still managed to get up towards 7 on that CT side with a bit of back and forth included.
Yeah, indeed. Back and forth, I feel like has been sort of the name of the game for this match so far. We saw it so much on Nuke, didn't we? We saw the round sort of finally getting broken by Into the Breach and then them getting that lead. That's a Molotov. That's a fail, I'm afraid. Travis, we didn't see that. It's fine. Take Connector anyway.
Because I yawned and missed it. So, didn't happen.
It's been a tiring day for both of us.
I don't even feel tired. I don't know. I just had a random yawn. Sometimes it
Oh, okay. Well, fair
hits you
enough.
out of
I'm
nowhere.
tired.
That's fair. You've been up since very early. You've had multiple
Yeah.
best of threes to cast, and I believe you said you kicked it off with one win as well, right? So they've had a long day
Yeah.
themselves, as you mentioned.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe a reason why this game might be so close, because Into the Breach are putting a good face on this. They're a bit fresher. One win, of course, had that long series against Sprout, which they lost. Map 1 on this map, 1917, with Deco dropping 40. Some of you may have been there to watch that. Pretty insane map that was. In the end, Sprout won out the series by winning out Dust 2, the decider. Winning their pick of Vertigo, and we won't going to see Vertigo in this series because that is Into the Breach's permaban, and we're not going to see Isk anymore in this round. Travis has just absolutely destroyed him on the shoulder peak one tap. Well then, 4v4. Flamey looking to peek toward Monster. Big off angle being held by Tadpole, and he just swings on it. Easy entry for Flamey. And Glowing's doing more work as well from short. That will force the double rotation coming in, but it's a 2v4. Good first frag, but Flamey's looking crisp now. Looked a bit rough around the edges earlier today. Struggled a bit against Sprouts, but in the end, the trades come through. Adam gets one, but Travis is there to swing on him. And it says equalising round at 7-all, and we're guaranteed another 8-7 in this game.
I think the issue for Flamey is that he was just out of playing a star role for so long that it's going to take him a while to kind of get the confidence back in the play style. But if he can find that, the level that this team could reach would be insane, because the likes of Galoan and Travis are fantastic as well. You know, Deco can deliver on the op as well. Faster is a pretty young up and coming player who could also, if he finds himself comfortable within the team, could also be a great performer. So there's a lot of potential here, as we were saying kind of in the pre-game before map number 1, though. I think it's just going to take a while for it to fully click. They haven't had too long together, of course. The final round and a half, though, 7-8 again. It's going to happen. Which way, though? That's the main question. Looking to be slightly favoured to one win, judging by the current buys that are going on. But there is a glass cannon up in here from Isk, and he's been having a great game.
Yeah.
And it's actually Adam who kicks things off. Even gets an upgrade to the AK and should have the kill in behind Flamey. I thought it was going to be a trade, but he didn't actually get the kill onto Cypher.
Yeah, that was pretty remarkable. Cypher gets away with that one, and guns can be recovered. This was a full force buy for Into the Breach in this one, and Dobbo even swings around and takes faster. What an adjustment that is! And he even gets a second as well. That is so difficult to do on the FAMAS. He looks at the bodies on the ground as if to say, haha, I just owned you. Glowing owns 2 himself, but unfortunately it's Cypher to get the kill and finish it off, and that will be the end of the half. 8-7, we're going to go to a break. After we're back, we'll see the deciding final half of this series.
Feel your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.
The series overall, 8-7. As we go into the final half, as you say, who will be eliminated from ESL Challenger Season 40, and who will keep themselves alive on a chance of playing against Omega once again?
Yeah, I do believe elimination means that, of course, you'll be put down to fight for survival within relegation. So it's, you've still got some playing to do, but it's no longer to get victory, of course.
Watching Glowing, holding toward long, seeing the entire round. Diffuse kit.
Wondering if there was a timeout for a second, which is too quiet.
Yeah, Glowing. Well, that diffuse kit. That's the utility still available for Into the Breach. Now, do they decide to take this duel toward the playing connector? They do. And now Deco's under a huge amount of pressure, but those 2 taps were glorious. That keeps the round still possible for one win, honestly. There was no chance otherwise, and that's a disgusting shot from Glowing. Tadpole will surely have had the advantage coming in from a sort of a very tight headshot angle, and Travis is just rotating into Adam as well. Well, you have to thank Deco, I think, for this one. Those 2 taps kept them in this round. They were about to overwhelm the connector players, and just didn't happen. Dobbo last alive, 1v3. Fantastic round from Deco, and from one win. And he's now left in a very tough situation. Has the bomb and has the utility, but he's going to lose all of it. And that'll be a free grenade for Travis as well.
And with that now, I start to get a bit worried for Into the Breach. I'm not going to lie, because they really slowed down on that first half after having a strong start. It was one win then who really just controlled the majority of the rounds for the kind of second portion of the half, other than the final round, of course, which we did see go the way of Into the Breach. So it's a little bit worrying now. If they aren't going to be able to get going on this next gun round, then we might see one win just kind of running with the momentum that they've really started to build up over the last while. We'll have to see how it plays out. A bit of aggression down long. The P250 of Adam not really getting to do much. Travis will have a bit of trouble, I suppose, with multiple players actually swinging in. No support. No, never mind. There actually is. I said that too soon. Looked at the radar, realized Deco was here. He was just letting Travis do what he could on his own before he popped out to help.
Yeah, any kill Deco
You got
gets
this,
as well
bro.
as yeah, exactly. Any kill Deco gets is pretty important as well because obviously it's not on the SMG, so you'll want to build up that cash for the future AWP, even on the M4, 300 per kill. That's a bit of a dink toward glowing, but they do get away with it, and they clean up the round very cleanly indeed as well. 5 players left alive. 1 win will now take the lead again, and of course we saw this yesterday, didn't we? Dean, we saw Entropic play gets Into the Breach. Into the Breach had an even half. Into the Breach did not win a single T-sided round on Overpass. They have to change that today. I'm sure they will. I'd be very surprised if it's an absolute repeat performance. But 1 win. Already won the pistol and the conversion. And they have to go against the first buy.
A bit of a mad push here from Glow, and they actually want to take some risks up against the first gun round with these weaker weapons in play, and it's working out perfectly. A deep molly initially, I believe, with a smoke then on top of it to stop any sort of assistance from coming out, and you can see the fact that one player did try and pop out to help out just meant that he was another sitting duck for the MP9. Sadly, Glowin didn't really have the room to fall back away, so he will eventually actually be taken out of play. I think if he wanted, he definitely could have fell back to safety, could have retreated, but he wanted to, I guess, just use that MP9 up close and personal, hopefully lock off that side of the map. And it's still a position where Travis is pushed up towards the playground, so I think he realizes no one's moving back in this direction. So it is letting them set up a pretty hefty defense on towards B for now, but there's always Connector to worry about.
Indeed. And, of course, there's still 3 rifles to worry about, and there are 3 AKs as well. Isk had a Krieg in this round, by the way, and that's probably the the second best option behind having the AWP. You see quite a lot of AWPers take the scoped rifle rather than just go for the regular AK. Foster is here toward Pillar. That's a great self flash, and it actually baits Flamey in, and he gets both kills. Or we could get a third as well. Doesn't matter that he goes down because Deco was there too. 3 players on the B side that Into the Breach in the end went toward, and they get punished for it. 10-8 for 1 win. Double digits first for them. And they're at full strength, whereas Into the Breach are going to be on pistols.
Yeah, never fun, but sometimes a little bit less pressure. You take some more risks. Who knows? Maybe these Tech 9s can work out. They're definitely a scary weapon to have to find in front of you when in large numbers, especially. So we'll have to see exactly what way this has been played out. They just don't really need to get too aggressive. Obviously, early stages here up towards the playground, they can get the longer range angles back towards the spawn. So this is a good initial peak, but now you want to back away. Take that 1 kill, be happy with a bit of an advantage, and ideally don't stick around the bathrooms where those Tech 9s are going to be incredibly effective.
Deco has a chance now for Long Bottom to do more farming as well on the AK. His angle's not checked, and Travis gets an assist for it after that first kill. Deco does get it in the end. They're both aiming at the same player. I mean, he was most certainly not long for this world. Into the Breach in this round. Adam last alive. Tech 9. They brought down to around 1250, and he actually bought utility as well. So it's kind of sad that he was never in a position to get to use it. If I were him, I'd actually try and throw that utility away so they can't pick any of it up. Because obviously every grenade counts, but in the end he takes the duel, loses it, and that investment will go unused, I guess, in the end. 11-8. Into the Breach, need to find a way to get a T round here. Isk has got his AWP up now. He's ready and rowing to go with this one. But yeah, he's got plenty of money to face on the 1 win side as well. As soon as 1 win lose a round or lose their 5 rifles, Deco will be buying up that AWP immediately.
Definitely, but as we've seen, clearly the AK is more than capable in his hands as well. Adam's actually going to have a really good chance here to punish this aggression. I don't think they'll expect him to have crossed already, especially if the other player maybe makes a little bit of noise in towards the mini monster. Tadpole makes his position known. Either way, though, it's going to be an awkward one, and indeed, Fostar has no idea. He was happy to just sit in towards short, thinking he was clear on the right side, and was waiting for someone to either come out towards connector or from that mini tunnel. Instead, he gets taken out of play, and that's going to be a pretty good early advantage for Into the Breach. One of the stronger positions they've had so far anyway on this T side, and just in general in quite a while.
Yeah, I like the mini monster call out. I think that's quite a creative one. I think it's quite cute as well. I call it short pipe usually.
Before, so
yeah, short pipe for me. I don't know.
That could
nice
be an innuendo as well. So
yeah, true. Yeah, let's not go there. Let's talk about Adam's headshot. That was disgusting, and it actually gets him a bit of control now toward that short position. Of course, they knew that he was there to begin with because that's his second kill, but didn't expect to have a player joining him to go for that boost, and that was fantastic. Could this be Into the Breach's first T round on Overpass in two maps? Surely. It's a 5v3, Flaming on back of the site. You can get Molotov and Water as well. There are all 5 players here. Glowing towards CT, trying to take the attention away, and Flaming gets 1. Flaming looking for 2, but no. Cypher trades it, and there we go. Tadpole gets the kill toward Glowing. That's just Travis last alive, and he'll be saving that M4. He is the top fragger for 1 win in this game so far. It's had a pretty good series, actually. But yeah, Into the Breach will finally break that duck and get themselves going.
Poor duck. Travis should be able to save. I
don't break
don't
ducks, guys.
Yeah, ceramic ones or real ones.
Yeah.
Real duck probably mess you up.
Yeah, ducks are wild.
Geese, though. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
geese are more mental, though.
Yeah.
This is what happens when someone's saving and you know there's nothing about to go down. As well, it's a pretty safe exit at the moment from Into the Breach. They just want to secure all 4 weapons. You don't really want to be winning out your first round on the half and losing more than 2, really. So keeping 4 standing is a good result for them. But they need to replicate that now because there's still a decent enough investment coming into play here. There might even be a few thousand left on a couple of players. Travis should have some money left over. Deco has a couple thousand as well. So there is still some money there on the side of 1 win. Obviously, though, this current buy really has everything to it. So this is ideally where they want to just immediately respond and stop Into the Breach from getting anything going.
Grenade from Flamey. Unfortunately, there's no one there to receive it. Little jump throw nade. It'll line up there to get that short pipe aggression. Damage down, but not to be. Foster in the sort of baited in position toward left side monster as well. There are many players here for 1 win, actually. They've got a pinch coming in from Connector, and they do have short control. And as I've mentioned, short control is so critical on Overpass, and they are about to contest it. Flash is absolutely perfect, and it pushes Flamey away. Brilliant from Adam and Isk. Joining up with each other to get that kill. Travis does trade 1 back onto Tadpole. That was from Connector, as I said. Usually when you take short, you quite like to have a connector player to hold that door. And there is one there. You can see him creeping up now. That is Dobbo, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was smoked off or mollied off at some point and couldn't save his teammates. Maybe that's why they didn't look for it, because they knew Dobbo was eventually going to be in connector to hold that line.
Ooh, and a wild swing from Fostar. Almost had the line up and the transfer on towards Adam, but he somehow hangs on with 5 health and gets a double of his own. So suddenly it's Into the Breach who have the advantage, and Deco is feeling the pressure in towards B. Calls on Travis, I believe, from short right there, who will at least take out the flanker, and he gets the flick on the Cypher, who tried to throw himself over and through the smoke, and suddenly Adam's left alone. He needs the quad kill. Sorry, he actually needs the ace if he wants to make this happen. And with 5 health, it is just not possible. That's going to be the 12th round for 1 win. And unfortunately, it's a case of a single isolated round from Into the Breach, which is really the worst thing that can happen.
Yes, not the best. Thankfully, they do still have a buy available, of course. Into the Breach, they did win that previous round pretty comfortably, so they're going to be okay. But it's only 1 more left. 1 win, 12-9. Deco versus Isk has been pretty fascinating so far in this series. I mentioned that Deco has been, touted as one of the best up-and-coming players on the rifle and an AWP. But Isk has been holding his own against him and Elian yesterday, to be fair. It's been pretty fascinating to watch that play out. Travis looks for that connector play, which we've already seen be a possibility when the T's want to take short. But look at Deco holding toward playground. Oh, the timing is unbelievable. He still hits the shot. Oh my goodness. I really thought he was done for. But he still makes it happen. And Travis is there to support him as well. He even gets a second pushing toward playground. Dubbo can't expect that. And Wow, what a flick. What a timing. But he makes up for it.
And leaves Tadpole all alone, feeling severely outnumbered and outmatched right now. And I don't think he's even going to get past his first player. Flamey's ready for him. It's an easy enough headshot. As we said, he's been warming up throughout this game now. Which has been really good to see. And we're actually going to get a timeout from Into the Breach. We haven't been getting all that many tactical pauses, if I'm being honest. Normally, you'll see teams using them all up, but in these games, just with how much they know is on the line, or at least within previous seasons. But Into the Breach, they know that this is really going to be their last opportunity, and it doesn't even come now, actually. It'll be in this next round instead. I think they've just got to take the eco here. Maybe a few pistols can be bought up, but I wouldn't expect a full buy.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Cypher 3.4, ISK 4.3, Tadpole 4.6. I mean, they can, as you say, you can get 2 AKs and 3 Galils if you don't want one win to reach 14, or at least want to try and stop them from reaching 14, but you just don't take that risk at this stage. You play for the 14 and try and then stop the match point. And they have brought up the pistols. The Deagle's a utility, Tech 9. And I think actually an equal amount of utility on a lot of the players, to be fair. Lots of flashes, tons of them. Try and send them in toward short, perhaps, maybe in toward mid. Get some control. Maybe hit a 1 dig toward the Orpron site. Get him out of the round and make some progress.
Ooh, Travis spots out some presence, at least in towards mid, and makes the correct decision. He knows they're only on pistols. Sure, he could stick around if he wanted to try and just build up some stats, but that's not what matters. He falls back, and now he's going to have a very strong angle up close here, actually, since he has the upper back on towards the Scion as well, I believe that is there with Deco, so he'll take first contact. Tuck in as soon as he's blinded. Travis is good for 2, and Glowin even gets to join in for a little bit as Deco doubles down as well. It's going to be an absolute cleanup, domination, decimation there. All the D words you can think of. Some bad ones you can't even say. And it's 2 rounds that one win need if they want to go ahead and put themselves back into a rematch against Namiga. So that's going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a weird series for Travis so far. Ancient, he went 31 to 21 and top fragged for his team. On Nuke, he went 9 to 19 and bottom fragged for his team. And now he's back top fragging once again at 24 to 12. A solid 2 KD. And oh, Deco, he tries to jump away, gets absolutely destroyed by Isk as he tries to fall back. That was a disgusting POV of how he went down there. But it's still a 4v4 because Adam has dropped as well to Flamey, but the only thing that I can really be thankful for that Into the Breach is that he took so much health to take it. 96, in fact. But Isk wins the duel toward Travis, and now he can right-click a flashbang and push aggressively off the back of this one. It's an off angle being held by Glowing, though, and that's a good find. 3v3.
Yeah, I mean, Flamey's not looking very healthy, though, so this is still pretty winnable for Into the Breach. It's a fairly comfortable 3v3. They do have the bomb as well, still in the possession of Dobbo. They'll just move it back towards B. The problem is, I don't think this is where they would have wanted to have gone with it. Fostar is a strong position in on short. Not really watching to cross the monster, though. So if they do just cross over the monster, they may be able to bypass him for a moment, but then you still need to worry about the flank that's likely to come in then. On the bomb site itself, though, again, Flamey is quite low. So if he's not able to put up any sort of a fight, then they could be forced into a retake.
Yeah, and they're letting me go popping toward Monster right now. 25 seconds to go. They have to hurry up. They're stalling a bit here. This is a bit of indecision that could come back to haunt them. Surely, one win will be playing this one pretty well. One player hiding pillar, one player hiding short. It gets a frag toward Glowing, though, but there's still one more player to find, and Flamey goes unchecked. 4 HP. It's all Dobbo, and Flamey hits a ridiculous final shot. Oh, he's shown up in this series. It was a bit of a rough one for him earlier today, but he's made up for it today, or this evening. And that's 20 for him. And a ridiculous 4K in that round as well. That was unlikely for him to get all those kills in the end. But in the end, the fact that he hid as well toward Pillar, right? Just wasting the clock down and had a bait from a teammate as well. Too many players there for Into the Breach to cope with. And now their final buy, or it could be their final buy, is very limited when it comes to utility.
Yeah, he played it so well, as you said, just around the pillar, wasting time. They didn't even need all the kills anymore, but he wanted them anyway. Oh, bit of a spam there. It's actually Isk who takes the damage. He doesn't manage to deal any out, unfortunately. As this is the last chance for Into the Breach. They had such a fantastic start here on the map. They had such a great game back on Nuke as well to inspire some hope that maybe they could still make the victory happen. But it looks like it's fallen a bit flat again here on the T side of Overpass. This is where they seem to struggle. We seen it yesterday. We're seeing it today. And one winner taking advantage of it for sure. It's a good opening kill from Travis as well. He's up on 25 now.
I think that's something that Into the Breach, as they do go toward relegation and elimination from the main group of ESL Challenger. I realise that's one of the main things they need to work on, T-side Overpass, because everything else seems to be pretty solid, to be honest.
CT consistency could be a bit better as well. I think Overpass just isn't an ideal map for them. It's clearly one that they're willing to play, and they can play it, as we're seeing. It's not their best. There's things that they still need to improve on, and I'm sure they're actively working on as well. At the very least, a lot of experience comes from a game like this, playing against one win. We'll see what can still be done. Can anything be recovered in this 4-on-5? A nice shot by Adam. Mostar tucked in the pit. That smoke makes it really awkward as his legs are showing. Still comes away with a kill from it, though, and glowing from back into spawn. Mows them down from Graffiti. It's only Adam now that's going to be standing 1-on-3, and, well, he's got the first. And that gives him a bit of time now to fall back away and try and position to play off at his bomb. And he's decided rather, to just stick towards Monster.
Yeah, he's got the angle. He's being looked for. Big spray coming in, and he finds Deco. Now it's all down to Travis. He just might stick this one. But he hears the running toward Monster, and in the end, he comes off it to take the duel. He's feeling confident because he's had a great final map in this series. He finishes it at 26-13 and gets the defuse. They will be one win to eliminate Into the Breach from ESL Challenger Season 40. They'll have to go to relegation. But I have to say, honestly, considering Into the Breach have had to play against two of the best CIS teams in sort of this level, even with